50 million lines of code, a migration that would normally take a team of engineers more than 2 months. Anthropic's newest model did it in a single day. This is Claude Fable 5, the most capable model the company has ever released to the public, and it quietly changes what we mean by an AI assistant. For years, AI models worked in bursts. You'd ask a question, get an answer in a few seconds, and that was it. Impressive but short-winded. The moment a task needed hours of sustained focus, real planning, real follow-through, models would drift, lose the thread, and quietly give up. Fable 5's breakthrough isn't that it's a little smarter for a single reply. It's that it can stay smart and stay on task for hours. That capability has a name: long-horizon agentic work. Picture handing a problem to a colleague who doesn't just answer you. They plan an approach, write the code, run it, look at what broke, fix it, and keep going until the job is actually finished. Most models manage a step or two before they wander off course. Fable 5 sustains that loop across hundreds of steps, holding the original goal in mind the entire way through. It's the difference between getting advice about a task and having the task done, and the numbers back it up. On SWE-Bench Pro, a brutal test of real-world software engineering, Fable 5 scores 80.3%. That's about 11 points ahead of Claude Opus 4.8, and far beyond GPT-5.5 at 59, and Gemini 3.1 Pro at 54. On knowledge work, measured by the GDPval benchmark, it posts 1932, the highest score of any model tested. The researcher Andrej Karpathy called it simply a step change. State of the art on everything by a margin. But raw benchmarks only tell you so much. The real story shows up when the problem gets genuinely hard. Here's the pattern that actually matters. The longer and harder the task, the bigger Fable 5's lead becomes. On frontier physics research, it reached in 36 hours roughly where a rival model landed after 4 full days, and it used about a third of the reasoning to get there. It doesn't just edge ahead by a few points. It pulls away, exactly when the work gets difficult and most models start to fall apart. That's the line between a clever autocomplete and a genuine collaborator. So how does it pull this off? A few things working together. A 1 million token context window so it can hold an entire codebase or a stack of documents in mind at once. Vision sharp enough to read the charts, tables, and diagrams buried inside a PDF, and to look at its own work and critique it against the goal. A memory it can write notes to and come back to later. And the ability to spin up subagents, delegating pieces of a problem, then pulling the results back together. Put those together, and you get an agent that can run a project, not just answer a single prompt. And it's not just for coders, because it can read dense, messy documents and reason over them for hours. Fable 5 opens up serious work in finance, law, data analysis, even architecture and game design. Cursor's chief executive said it opened up a whole class of long-horizon problems that were simply out of reach before. GitHub's product chief called it a glimpse of a future where you hand increasingly ambitious work to an agent, and it delivers. But there's a catch, and it's a deliberate one. Fable 5 ships with safety classifiers that can decline certain requests. When that happens, the work quietly falls back to Claude Opus 4.8. Anthropic tuned them conservatively, so they trigger in under 5% of sessions. Some developers love the raw power. Others called it a Ferrari with a speed limiter, pointing at the guardrails and at the premium price. $10 per million words in, 50 per million out. There's even an unrestricted sibling, Claude Mythos-5, but it's locked behind limited access. Fable, in other words, is the frontier made safe enough for everyone. So what does Claude Fable 5 actually mean? It's the moment AI stops being a tool you poke for quick answers and starts being something you can hand a real, multi-hour project to and trust to see it through. The benchmark wins are impressive, but the shift underneath them is the bigger story. A model that works in hours, not seconds. If you've got a problem that's too big for a single prompt, that is exactly what this was built for. The model is called Claude Fable 5. Go give it something hard.